How's it going, super friends, and welcome back to my channel and to my review of this 20-year-old still in package Hasbro DC Superhero Superman figure. This is what Hasbro, or all of us pretty much, considered a highly articulated action figure back before Y2K. It's almost sad that I'm going to take it out of the package because the bubble isn't even yellow, but that's the price that us reviewers pay to bring you guys high quality content. I actually bought it specifically to open it on the channel. So please don't feel bad for me. The packaging on these things was actually quite exceptional for the time. You can see they were really pushing Captain Shazam back in the day. And Batman here, he's still got the blue and the gray and the emblem up top. Around the back, that's what the packaging looked like. There's a little blurb here on the back. It says, "The Man of Steel's never-ending battle for truth, justice, and the American way continues as he defends his adopted homeworld from menaces including the corporate dynamo Lex Luthor and the unthinking killing machine called Doomsday. As Clark Kent, he works tirelessly to report crime and uncover corruption in the pages of the Daily Planet." And you can see here, they actually want you to cut out along the dotted line here and then stick it in the base back there, which you can see in the package here. There's a base. I mean, I'll take it out in just a second and you'll actually get a chance to see it. But that was the game back then. All right, let's do it. Let's take the plunge. Let's pull him out. I'm going to do it right here. I'm not even going to cut it because it's 20 years old. And I think we should keep an actual record of it. I'm going to try and pull it out without ruining it. I know that sometimes I rip the thing open, but that's really just for comedic purposes to keep the video interesting. I do kind of want to keep this bubble in reasonable condition. It doesn't want to come out. Get out. Get. Well, there's that. Oh, great. All that talk about trying to keep the package nice and opening it carefully. I could have just tore into it and it wouldn't have even really mattered because I'm cutting the package up anyway to make the base. It is what it is. Cut along the dotted line. I can do this because I'm an adult. Cut, cut, cut all day long. Cut, cut, cut while I sing this song. All right, she's all cut out. Good. Now we can show you everything. So, back in the day, you would have gotten this figure stand. It actually looks like a chunk of someone's driveway or possibly a piece of asphalt from a schoolyard playground or something like that. You got the cardboard doohickey that you clipped out of the back of the package. You just stick it in there like that, and then boom, you have yourself a figure stand and a backing diorama. And of course, you get the figure, which is all kinds of strange and an oldie but a goodie depending on how you feel about posed superhero figures. And I suppose, yes, I must concede to the point that these probably were made also for the collector market, just a little bit, based on the fact you get the base, you get the backdrop tip. This was definitely shelf material. Now let's give him the exact same dignity of treatment that we give the rest of the figures on this channel, with a slow movement from the toe to the head to give you a good view of the front of the figure so you can soak up all the various details and the sculpting and the paint shadowing and just the whole 9 yards. This figure is definitely a mark of the times from which it came, and so you get things like the wrist being all kinds of Arsenio Hall fist pump. Ooh, 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 ooh. And then you get this other beefy arm that looks like he's just in the middle of flexing and showing off his pipes. You've also got a Y-shaped groin, a V groin, which is definitely a strange way of articulating the groin, because then the legs end up moving out as opposed to straight forward. Oh, and by the way, you've got articulation in the head, but it's actually the neck. The neck has kind of like a ball joint. It's so strange. I would probably stand him or put him in like this kind of a pose and then just leave him there, because there really isn't a whole lot you could do with him. I know as a kid, I'd be like kind of frustrated with him that he was in this pre-made pose. And if you look at his feet, they're both kind of pointed in. It kind of actually looks more like he just got punched by Doomsday and he's trying to catch his balance. And of course we need to address the basic stance of the figure, being the shoulders this way, the hips in this way. The whole figure has this kind of S shape. One arm is further out, one arm is further in. The whole thing is just weird a little bit. Weird. It has been painted and sculpted nice. I can give it that. Not exactly my color blue, but they've filled in all the muscles with some darker blue shading, which is, that's cool. Look at that. He looks like he's at the disco club. Let's just look at Superman's head sculpt too. It's actually not bad. It really isn't. It does kind of look like some of the artwork. I mean, the head is kind of oddly shaped when you look at it that way. But it's really not that terrible. It definitely has that 90s Superman look to it. The S has the black outlines, and the same thing with the cape, although I don't mind when they put the black on the cape. That just, it makes sense you would put it there. It's yellow on red, and it's actually comic accurate to have the black lines there. The cape itself has shading. It's not just one color. I'm not sure if that's going to show up, but the cape has shading, and it's really, again, it's another pre-post cape, which is an object of the times. This is what we were dealing with back then. But he's got spinny shoulders, single elbows, straight backwards and forwards legs, single jointed knees, hinged ankles that, you know, they're actually not bad for the time. Like I said, the neck being kind of on a ball joint. I present to you Exhibit A, the Total Justice Superman figure.
Total teamwork, total tech, total justice. Led by new fractal armor Batman and his thundering optical cannon, these heroes are powered by fractal tech gear, making them stronger than ever. Superman's crushing kryptonite ray makes crime pay, and new Hawkman's titanic talons take hold of terror. Now the forces of evil feel the ultimate fractal fury as the demonic Despero is doomed. Total teamwork, total tech, total justice. Figures each sold separately from Kenner.
Comes complete with groin and shoulder articulation as well as a head on a peg, and that's about it in a pre-pose. Super buff and muscular. This was it. This was the 90s. The late 90s, I must say. While he's here, let's just give you a close-up look at the Total Justice Superman. This is actually from the latter JLA wave of figures. A very cool looking figure, absolutely kind of He-Man-like if you ask me. I wish I had all of these Total Justice figures to tell you the truth. They're very cool. Someday I want to have a DC Comics action figure archive with like every one of everyone made, and then maybe have a museum that people can come and visit just of DC Comics figures. Oh, would that not be rad? Either way, let's do some other comparisons. We're going to leave him in there, and then we're also going to bring in the Kenner animated series Superman figure.
To the bottom of the sea. I got the power to fly through the galaxy. I got the power of Superman.
When evil's on the rise, quick change Superman takes to the sky.
I got the power of Superman. Wow!
To stop Superman, evil Lex Luthor will go to any length, but he's no match for Deep Dive Superman's awesome strength.
I got the power of Superman.
You've got the power. Superman figures, each sold separately.
This is 1996. Again, shoulders, groin, head. This is actually the Clark Kent change one, so the head goes in like a turtle, and he has a cloth goods cape. Most of them actually had a plastic cape like these, but he's very much pre-posed like the other ones. Again, that was the 90s. I'm just going to fast forward a little bit here in time and bring out the Mattel Superman from the 2-pack, and then the DC Direct Superman with 21 points of articulation. You can see that what the idea of a highly articulated action figure was changing. I still argue that this is one of the best Superman figures ever made. I know a lot of people disagree with me, but this was an absolute stepping stone to what we have now. Fast forward a little more, and we have DC Universe Classics, and then DC Multiverse. I realize that both of the Superman figures on either side are actually custom, but the articulation is why I've got them in here to illustrate that. Now we're at the point where there's an ab crunch, there's biceps, there's shoulders, there's elbows, there's wrists, groin articulation, above the knee thigh cut there, the knee, you got the ankles, and then on the Multiverse, you have all the same points, but a better articulated groin. Some might argue it's actually uglier than the DC Universe Classics, but it's definitely a better articulated groin, and some of the Multiverse even have pivots now. So we've definitely seen a big change in what collectors expect in an action figure these days. Either way, I definitely think that it's a very cool looking high quality action figure, if not by today's standards, at least by the standards of yesteryear. If I can get my hands on more of these and bring them to the channel, I absolutely will. You know that I'm not afraid to review older style action figures. I'm totally cool with that. I want this channel to be a little bit more of an archive than just new figure reviews. But for now, that's who I got. So thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. If you liked the video, please leave a like on it. You know what the red button's for. You can click it, then you'll be subscribed to the channel. But if you do, please ding the bell so that you get notified of brand new videos when I put them out. If you have any comments at all, leave them down in the comments section below. Maybe you owned this figure, maybe you owned all the figures that Hasbro did back in the day. Let me know down below, and I will see you with the next one. Have an awesome day, super friends. Take care.